Hey, so it's been a while. In today's video, we're going to create GitLab Runner in an EC2 instance, and we're going to be creating this infrastructure using Terraform. So first, we need to have a GitLab account, and then we'll be creating a GitLab repo. Then we'll be creating a GitLab Runner token, which will be used by the GitLab Runner to properly register into your repo. And then we'll also need an AWS account and a Terraform application in your local machine or in your laptop. And with Terraform, we'll be creating the VPC, we'll be creating the security group, and we'll be creating the EC2 instance as well. So it's a pretty simple setup. And at the end, we'll be creating a GitLab CI file, and we're gonna verify or confirm that the job was run in the EC2 instance itself. Okay, let's start. Okay, so let's go with step one. And I'm going to skip that one because I already have a GitLab account. And if you don't have, you just sign up and you'll arrive exactly where I am. Except most likely you won't have any projects as it's a new account. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go click new project. In here, I'm just gonna click create blank project. And I am gonna name it GitLab Runner Demo. And in here, I'm going to select Antonio Rufo. Don't worry about this much. Most likely it will be pre-filled on your end. And I'm just gonna go and create. Awesome. And then let me just close these up. All right, great. And then for step two, we'll be creating a GitLab Runner token. So I'm going to go to settings and CI/CD. And then under CI/CD, there should be runners. And I am going to create a new project runner. And in here, which tag do I use? Let's just use GitLab Runner Demo, same as the repo name. It doesn't have to be, but whatever. All right, let's go and create that one. All right, runner is created. Let's stick to Linux because we're gonna be using Amazon Linux 2 for the AMI later on. And next is we're gonna copy out this bit right here. All right, click copy, or you know what? I'm just gonna minimize the page, so don't worry about that. All right, and that should be it. Let's go and create the infrastructure on the AWS side. Okay, so I've just opened up Visual Studio Code and I've created a blank folder called GitLab Runner Demo. This will be available in my GitHub on the description below, so you can just clone it. And since we're using Terraform to build out the infrastructure as best practice, we should save the state file in an S3 bucket. So that's the first step that we're going to do. Is we're gonna go and create a folder called state bucket. And under state bucket, let's go and create the files that we need. First is the main.tf, and then another file would be the variables.tf. And let's go and create another one called terraform.tfvars. And to complete the Terraform files that we need to create the S3 bucket, let's go and create the Terraform outputs file as well. All right, that looks good. Let's go to main.tf, and I'm just gonna copy paste the header. So for the provider, for me, I like to put the provider and the Terraform block under the main.tf together with the resources. Okay, let's go and create the provider block. And as you can see in the provider, I am declaring my region. And as a precaution, I'm also gonna declare the allowed account IDs. So what this means is that this Terraform code will only create, destroy, update, whatever in a specific number of accounts. So in our case, it will be just one account. And as you can see, I've extrapolated those values. So we need to put the region and the AWS account ID. We need to declare it in the variable section. Let's do that now. I'm going to paste in the header first, and then we're gonna declare the variable region and the variable AWS account ID. Then I can use these two variables then in the terraform.tfrs. And in here, let's just copy paste the header as well. And we're going to do region is because I am based in Australia, so I'm going to do AP Southeast 2, which is in Sydney. And then AWS account ID, I have to double check. Let's just keep that as blank for now. I'm gonna add that in later. All right, let's go back to main.tf. Next one will be the Terraform block. This block lists the required providers, which is AWS, and what version I want for that AWS provider. Next is I'm going to use locals. I use that for tagging. So let's do locals and then locals. And then I want to tag the resources that this Terraform file will create with the environment. So for example, if you're using this for development, staging or production, whatever you want, and you can use that. And since this is a new variable, I need to add this in here. And I'm just gonna do environment, and environment is equal to, I'm just gonna put dev in here. Awesome, perfect. Now let's go and create the S3 bucket. Okay, so let's put the S3 header in here. And simply just paste in the Terraform code to create the bucket. In here, since S3 buckets needs to be globally unique, I am gonna prefix the bucket name with my account ID. So the name would be my AWS account ID, and then bucket state file, Gitlab Runners. I'm gonna add in demo in here. There we go. And then I am also gonna enable or set true the option for force destroy. So what this does is even if that bucket has contents in it, Terraform is still allowed to destroy that S3 bucket. And lastly, the tags. So this will get from the local tags in here. So when that S3 bucket gets created, it will have a tag of environment is equal to, what did we put here? Dev. And that should be it. Let's go and fill this up, the AWS account ID. Let me just open up my AWS account. All right, so the AWS account ID will be, if you click on that, so on the upper right hand side, I am just gonna copy this one and I am going to paste that over here. Great, and that's it, we're ready. Let's go to terminal, new terminal. And another requirement for this project that I forgot to mention is you need to have AWS CLI installed and set up in your local machine. And you need to have AWS profile so that you can communicate to your AWS account. If you don't know how to do that, you can just Google it. It's very simple. In here, let's go and do AWS STS get caller identity so that we can just confirm that, hey, yes, we are communicating to the correct AWS account. So in here, you can see the account is that, and it matches the AWS account ID. All right, so we're good to go. Let me just clear this up. And let me just make it bigger. All right, hopefully you can see it. And I think we are in the state bucket. Cool, and then let's do a Terraform init. Okay, great, Terraform init is complete. And now let's do a Terraform plan. Great, so this file will create one resource, which is the S3 bucket, and this is the name. You remember we prefixed the bucket name with the account ID, so that's why it's like that. And I'm gonna do a Terraform apply -- auto approve, so Terraform won't ask me if, hey, do you really want to create this resource? All right, so that's it, apply complete. Let's go and check the AWS account. Okay, I'm back in the AWS console. I'm gonna go to S3, And let's see if that got created. Yes, that's it. So December 14th, AP Southeast 2. And that's the bucket that we just created. That's awesome. Okay, now let's go and create the VPC, the security group, and the AWS EC2 instance. All right, so I'm back in Visual Studio Code, and I'm just gonna close this for now. I'm just gonna close all these files in here and open up Explorer. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put any content in this outputs.tf. Let me do that right now. Let's just copy out this header and paste that in the outputs file. And what I want to output is the bucket ID and the region. Awesome. And you know what? Let's just run it again. In here, I'm gonna do a Terraform apply, auto approve. All right, there you go. Changes to outputs, and that should be it. Great. All right, let's minimize that again. And let's close this up. All right, let's go and create the Terraform folder, not under the state bucket, but under the root. Let's go and create Terraform. And in here, just to make our lives easier, let's just copy everything except these two here. We don't need that. All right, so we got main outputs, Terraform.tf vars, and the variables.tf. Great. So let's just remove what we don't need. So S3 bucket, we don't need that. Let's change the header name to VPC. Outputs, let's delete this one for now. Let's just go and do VPC in here. Under the Terraform.tf vars, yes, we'll be reusing that. And we'll be reusing that as well. Okay, I think we're all good. Let's just do a quick update on the Terraform block, because we are going to save the state file in the state bucket that we just created over here. And let me just paste that here. Great. So the bucket name will be this one. Let's paste that in there. The region is AP Southeast 2. And as for the key, let's just do Gitlab Runner demo.tf. So it doesn't matter what key you put in here, it's up to you. And that should be it. Okay, now let's go and create the VPC. We'll be using the VPC module for this one. Let's go and search for VPC module Terraform, and let's just copy paste some commands in there. Great. And I'm just gonna use this one and paste it here. All right, and let's pin the latest version in here. Let's just copy that line and paste that in as well. For the name, I am just gonna put in GitLab Runner Demo VPC. CIDR, yep, that's fine. And then for the availability zones, obviously we're not using EU West 1. Let's just go and use the variable region in here. And that should do the trick. Let's just replace that. Private subnets, yep. Let's just keep it that way. Enable NAT gateway, yes, true. Enable VPN gateway. We're not really using the VPN, so I'm just gonna remove that. And just to save money, let's go and do a single NAT gateway. Let's go and single NAT gateway. Okay, so we need to set single NAT gateway this to true, and one NAT gateway per AZ is to false. And let's paste that in here. All right. That looks good. And I'm just gonna update this as well to local.tags. And that should be it for the VPC. Let's run it. Okay, we are not in the state bucket folder anymore, so I am gonna go up one level. And I am gonna go to cd Terraform. And since this is a new Terraform code, we need to do a Terraform init again. Okay, so it's downloading the plugins, and it already downloaded the VPC module, which we can see over here under .terraform modules and then VPC. And okay, successfully initialized. Let's do a Terraform plan. Let's see how many resources this code will create. So it will create 23 resources. All right, let's go and create that. Terraform apply, auto approve. All right, apply complete. Took roughly around 2 minutes. And let's go and check it out. So let's go back to our AWS console. And let's search for VPC in here. Let's ensure we're in the right region. Yep, Sydney. And there you go, GitLab Runner demo VPC. And before I forget, like the last time, I'm gonna paste in the resources that we wanna output in the outputs.tf. So the VPC ID, VPC CIDR, private subnets, and the public subnets. So let's do a Terraform apply again. This should be rather quick. Amazing. All right, let's close it up. Let's close that. Let's go back to main. I'm just gonna copy the header again. And the next one is the security group. And for the security group, let's use the modules again. I'm gonna go back here and let's search for security group. Great. Let's copy out the latest version. Paste that there. And in the security group, since this is just a demo, let's do the bare minimum. All right, let's just copy this. Let's go back to Terraform code. And I am just gonna allow everything. So 0.0.0.0/0, so that's public. And for the rules, I'm going to do all. And same thing with the egress. So let's do egress in here. So it will allow everything in and out. All right, I think that should be it for the CIDR blocks and for the rules. Now let's go and copy this. Let's go and copy that as well. All right, description, security group for the GitLab Runner instance. And the name will be GitLab Runner instance SG. And for the VPC ID, it will be the output of this one. I'm just gonna copy this, make it easier. All right, and that's it. Let's go to the terminal again. And let's do Terraform apply. Nope, sorry. Let's do a Terraform init since this is a new module. So Terraform will download that module in here in the modules folder. There you go, security group. And let's do a Terraform apply. Awesome. Let's go and check the security group. I think it should be available here. Yep, it's available here under VPC. And there you go. GitLab Runner instance SG. All right, now let's go and create the EC2 instance. Let's go and copy out the header again. And let's go EC2. And same as before, let's use the EC2. Now, let's go and search for EC2 module. And this should be the one, I believe. All right, AWS provider, EC2 instance. All right, copy this out and paste it here. And then what do we need? What do we need? Okay, so I think, yeah, let's copy this out and all right, paste it there. So for the name, let's do Gitlab Runner instance T2 micro. Yeah, that should be fine. Actually, let's do T3. Key name, we don't need a key name. Well, up to you if you want to add in a key name. Monitoring, nah, that should be fine. VPC security group IDs, this is the one. So let me just copy out that one. And in here, let's replace that with module.securitygroup.security group ID. That should be the one. Okay, and then for the subnet ID, we'll be using the module.vpc. And we're gonna put this in the private subnet. Let's just pick the first one. All right, and let's update this with local.tags. And what are we missing? What are we missing? And what are we missing? Okay, let's declare the AMI for this one. And I want to get the latest Amazon Linux 2 AMI. And for that, let's go and create a data source. So let's go and I'm just going to put it on top of locals. And let's go and create a data source that will get the latest Amazon Linux 2. I'm just going to paste the code in here. There we go. That data block should get the latest Amazon Linux AMI. All right, so let's scroll down. This one will be data.aws. Oh, there we go. And .id. We're also going to use user data. So let's search for that. Let's go to the inputs and user data. So in user data, we provide a script. And what the EC2 instance does with the user data is that immediately when the EC2 instance spins up, it will run the script that's inside the user data before it becomes available. So this is the perfect place to put your setup scripts. So in our use case, which is a GitLab runner, the user data will have download the GitLab application and then set up the GitLab registration. This is where we're going to use the GitLab runner token. And then once the EC2 instance is up, it will automatically connect to your GitLab repo. All right, let's try that one. Okay, so let's go back and let's go and prepare that script. Under the Terraform folder, let's go and create a scripts folder. And under the scripts folder, let's go and create a file called GitLab runner install.tpl. All right. And cool, that should allow us to pass in variables. And I'm gonna paste in the command in here. All right. Okay, so let's go and check this out. Let's run through the script real quick. In here, we can see that it's a bash script. And first thing that it'll do is that it will do a yum update. And then it will install curl and git. Next, it will install the GitLab runner. So it will curl this file and it'll put in the USR local bin GitLab runner. And then this line makes it an executable. And then this line will create the GitLab runner user. And then this line right here installs the GitLab runner under this working directory and with the GitLab runner user. And then this one starts the GitLab runner application on the server. And then this one right here registers this EC2 instance to the GitLab repo via the registration token, which we'll be setting up later. And that's it. And this one is just verifying that that service is running. And that's it. Okay, so let's go and create this as a variable. All right, in here, let's go and create GitLab runner header. Let's go and copy that one out as well. And then let's just go and create that. Awesome. And now we can use that. Just copy that one as well. Copy out the header. And then this is where the token comes in. Let's go back to the console and it should be right here. Copy this out and I'm gonna paste it here. All right, so that's ready to use. Let's go back to the main.tf and let's use the user data input. And I'm just gonna go and paste the code in here. We'll be using the template file function. And for the template file function, this is the path for the script. And then this is the variable that we're gonna be overriding. So this one right here. And then we're gonna be replacing that with the GitLab Runner registration token variable, which we set as this one. All right. Hopefully that's clear. And let's go and do the terminal. And let's do Terraform init again because EC2 instance module is new. All right, perfect. And then let's do a Terraform plan. Great. And next is let's do a Terraform apply auto approve. Okay, apply complete. Let's go and check the EC2 instance in here. Let's see if it's already ready to use. Sometimes it takes a while to initialize. Yeah, it's still initializing. So let's give it a few minutes. Okay, so that's 2 minutes. Let's go and check. Yep, that's good. Let's go back to the GitLab repo and let's go click view runners. Let's see if it's already available. And yes, there you go. As you can see, it is green. That is perfect. All right, so next would be, let's go to the repo again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a new file. And the name would be gitlab ci.yaml. And then I'm just gonna paste the code in here. So what this does is it's gonna create one stage, and this is the job, and basically just runs a script, and it will do a echo hello world. It'll read out the etc OS release. It will check the host name and then the date, and then this is the tag for the GitLab runner that we have. Actually, let's just double check. Let's go back to settings, CI/CD. What's the tag that I put in here? GitLab runner demo. Okay, so that's wrong. GitLab runner and then demo. All right, commit message, add new file, whatever. It's okay. Commit changes. All right. And let's go back to the repo and then it should create a pipeline. Oh, there you go. Built successfully. Let's go to jobs. And then it's good. And that's it. There you go. So it's running on 10.0.1.160. Let's double check that in here. 10.0.1.160. All right. 10.0.1.160. That's the private IP. And that's it. Done. All right. We've successfully created our own GitLab runner instance in the AWS account using Terraform. All right. I hope you learned something new, and I'll catch you on the next one.